Ask your local stores to go paperless. Visit bpafree.me to learn more.
2, 1. Bam! Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's that time of week, the middle of the week. Brother R.A. always in the middle of the week. Is it election season? Oh, we'll just give that a few air seconds and then we'll move on into Brother R.A. Hey, let's bring me up the top of the page and let's see that? BrotherRA.com. And do you remember this discussion about A squared plus B squared equals C squared? The area of the father and the area of the mother opposite the right angle equal the area of the child. But that we've done that conversation. We won't go into that. But you know, once you get to BrotherRA.com, you slide on down. But see, you already have to know this. But you come on down to the YouTube page, and then on the YouTube page, it brings you to all of the brother. Oh, and since we're talking about a foundation, let's see how it used to look. That's the end of last week's show. And I took that area here. Let's make that a larger shot so y'all can actually see that. Yeah, okay. And that's the foundation that's still there. And let's just jump into this particular episode. Oh, we don't want to do that. We want to play this. Let's take 2 in this piece. Pause and make sure we get this particular image, because you know how the computer and my chi, they just don't keep playing fair. It keeps doing its own particular thing. So how about if I come back to it and do it again, and it comes up, and now I can hit play. Now, let's go back to last week's shot of the foundation. They cut down all the trees so that they can put in that cement foundation, and it's still that particular way for me to have to look at on my particular programming on BrotherRA.com. Or my programming, let's just say I have to look at it in my backyard. And that's a gosh darn shame. And did I make reference to having turkeys in my backyard? Here, let's see if I can show you some turkeys in the backyard real quick. Oh, I hit play. Hit play. I need you to play. See the turkeys? They're walking around. That's a whole family. There's one I'm focused on, and then there's one eating the grass by the fence. Then there's the little children. Mommy's leading the way. Where's that daddy? But that's out my bedroom window. That's on the side of the house. Okay, so we've seen all that already. Now, who am I? I ain't nobody. I'm just another brother R.A., the brother who has something to say each and every day. And I'm talking about looking at how the zoning board and the commissioner of the zoning board is dealing with my neighborhood, and I have to deal with this in my backyard or in my neighbor's backyard. They were intending on putting in a 3-unit condo, but it got revoked, and you heard part of that conversation last week. So let's finish that conversation with me right here today. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish dealing with reading of Sue, dealing with Constantine Alexander, the minutes, and up to the statement that I had made to the zoning board. So we're 6 minutes into the show. Let's get into my nice tight shot. And let's see if we can also get rid of some of this other stuff here and bring up brotherra.com. Y'all see that? You aren't aware that this is brotherra.com, and now we're going to come back to the nice tight shot, and I'm going to go ahead and read this here. Okay, so I got to page 8, and I'm going to continue from there. We're talking about, I'm sure the letter dated September 10th, where he's required that no work shall take place with the exception of filling in the foundation that makes the property safe. And we're talking about filling in that foundation of land that I just shared with you. Here, let's see if I can bring that shot back up and show you the foundation. Oh, actually, we have another clip to share with you. Let's see. Look at all that. That's out my bedroom window. You hear all that noise? Isn't it a noise violation? I mean, since we had N-Star and Eversource talking about this stuff last week about, oh, we're a sound engineer, and is that a nuisance to the neighborhood? I'm just asking a question. You know, look at this. Out the back window, digging up dirt so he can try to attempt, before the zoning makes the final decision on what they can do, he's trying to be a butthead and go ahead and put in the 5-unit condo or the 3-unit condo behind the house before the city makes a determination. Now, here, you look at that shot, and I'm going to go ahead and read this particular. I'm sure the letter dated September 10th, where he's required that no work shall take place with the exception of filling in the foundation to make the property safe, and my client is in the process of working out what the details that are with the building department. Unless he's in violation of this order, there is no new controversy that Miss Howard has the right to continue this case to resolve. And frankly, I think, you're using a lot of the board's time on stuff I frankly think is well within the capacity of the building department to take care of. My client wanted this stuff resolved ages ago, but we've now been continuing and continuing and continuing. The special permit was continued at the suggestion of Miss Howard, Suzanne Howard. No, it's not my suggestion. Sarah Radigan, the attorney for the contractor that you see, the fat guy sitting in the chair inside, yeah, she's the attorney, and she's Sarah. And our understanding, because she wanted both matters heard at the same time, Susan Howard, no, that's not my suggestion. Constantine Alexander, I've expressed my views on that there is no case of controversy here because the building department permit was revoked. It was revoked, then why the fuck are they still in my backyard? Oh, I'm sorry. Calm down, all right. That was, ooh. Here, let's bring in this shot here. That shot wasn't staying up long enough. And, who are these people? Oh, that's right. We elected them. Isn't this an election season? Oh, and dealing with other issues. I'll deal with that in just a minute. Here, shut up, Ari. Pay attention. Stay focused. So, Susan Howard, Constantine says, Miss Howard has vigorously argued against that. She wants to continue the case. We'll continue the case. I don't see any harm in doing that. You're going to be back here. Your client's going to be back here, Susan Howard. It will be over by then. Susan, back here? The one thing that I would be concerned about is if the petitioner were using this as a form to distract or bring matters in front of the board that frankly are just not appropriate. Constantine, you've got to rely on our board not to let that happen. Susan, understood. Constantine, he's now the chair of the zoning board commissioner representing the commissioner, and he's a melanin recessive inbred mutant albino with a calcified pineal gland. And did I make reference last week that I was the only melanin dominant individual in the whole zoning board meeting? I was the only black guy in the room. And they're making determinations on what's going on around my property. So, and these are elected officials, oh, I shouldn't say elected officials, because I do believe he's a citizen, the zoning board chair, but the commissioner who the zoning board chair reports to, he is an employee of the city. And see, I don't really like getting all up into this political mess, but when you bring it to my backyard, it's an issue. So let me continue reading who we're dealing with here. And with that being a contention or being an issue, how do I, as Brother R.A., who practices meditation and movement and reads the Tao, how do I deal with the property that I am to supervise being infringed upon, or dealing with my neighborhood? I mean, quote unquote, go vote, but does your vote really fucking matter? because these assholes are going to do whatever the fuck they want to do when they want to do it. I mean, the developer already poured the concrete in the ground. And now it's sitting there because Sue, an attorney, one of my neighbors, juxtaposed him. So let's get back to what Sue and Constantine, the chair, who represents the commissioner. I can't emphasize that enough, because the commissioner also represents who kicked me out of the show last week. Oh yeah, that's right, the mayor. For some reason, there was a show that had the mayor on last week. And he peeped me out, and was it last week or 2 weeks ago? All right, get to your content, 15 minutes into the show. Okay, so we're talking about Constantine says, he's the chair, you've got to rely on the board not to let that happen. Susan, understood. Constantine, I'm going to propose we continue the case, and as much as I don't want to do it, just let this case moving and address the rest of our agenda. When we do what we want to continue it, same date, 26 is, now that was page 8, this is page 9, let's go to page 10. Now, these are the minutes that I had gotten from, as a citizen dealing with these particular issues. Yep. Susan Howard, I was going to continue that they were asking, but if it goes to October, Susan, that's the date that we requested. Constantine, Susan. I'm sorry, Sarah Radican, the attorney for the developer. Fine with us, September 26th. Okay, so that occurred September 26th, blah, blah, blah. Here, I just want to get through this point because I made a statement, and I'm just going to read up until the statement, then stop all this nonsense because I've been told this is boring. I got a smirk. Okay. And continuance. Okay, are we going to special permit? Constantine, able to advertise in time for September 26th. Sarah, Constantine, you've got to do it tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, Sarah, well, our special permit board is up. As soon as I hear that this board is, Constantine, right. Sarah, our continuous to September 26th, and we changed the date. Constantine Alexander. And I want you to see, I'm emphasizing how he tried to sweep this under the carpet and brush off the attorney representing my side of the situation. Susan. All right, so Susan, okay, there's a mailing. I can hear that. Yes, there's people in the studio. Okay, so Sarah, well, our special permit board is up. As soon as I hear that this board is Constantine Al, right. Our continuous September, yeah, okay, Constantine, Sarah. I don't believe that there's a notice of board for her appeal. Constantine, no. Sarah, right, so yes, it. Susan, there's a mailing. Constantine, let's make observation. I don't live very far from this. Sarah, yes, no notice. Will be no notice. will change. One property. Board was down. Constantine, that notice. Sarah, when was that observed? Constantine, I went up personally, erect, but put it back up. You better tell your client. Sarah, yeah. Constantine, who's not covered himself with glory throughout this whole proceeding, that he has an obligation to make sure that the board is there for 14 days. Sarah, sure, thank you. Had it fallen off the building? Constantine, no. One of the workmen probably just threw it aside. I was walking by there and it was lying on the ground. You couldn't know. You wouldn't know. Any case was going to be heard. Sarah Radigan. And just so that you know, we've been by the property numerous times, and I've always seen it up. But I'll make note to him. Thank you. Richard Arthur. Excuse me. Constantine. Yes, sir. Richard Arthur, better known as BrotherRA.com. I have pictures of reporter. Could you give your address, please? Richard Arthur, 34 Hubbard Ave. I'm the heir, grandmother's property. I have pictures on my iPad dated from July 25th, 2019. The pouring of the cement, of your client pouring the cement. And I know Sue has been arguing the issue, but I do wish for the client to remove the cement. Remove the cement. And I know Sue's been arguing the issue, but I do wish for the client to remove the cement. I know she's been talking about the cement and filling it in, but as a resident of Cambridge, and looking at the cement, I don't feel as the zoning board having the cement filled in is going to be satisfactory. He cut down the trees. I have turkeys in my backyard, and so on and so forth. I don't wish to belabor the issue, but if he can return the natural habitatry of the naturalness of the environment back to the way it used to be, I'm going to throw in, before he poured his goddamn cement, trying to put 3 condos, stack niggas on top of niggas. Do I have that picture up? Here, let me see if I can show you how they did black people in slave ships. And I'm like, hold on. How are we going to have all of this? Okay, here, let's take a look-see at this quickie picture. Look at all of that mess in the backyard. Oh, remember me talking about the porters? Just a thought. Just sharing information about how black folks are dealt with in the United Snakes of America. And how, who am I? I ain't nobody. Oh, wait a minute. Is this a picture of the hanging tree in front of the State House? Is that where they hung niggas, in front of the Massachusetts State House? Get to the slave shot. Okay, we want to get to... Oh, since I have this picture here, I'll show... Yeah, that's the two of us, me and my sister. Yeah, at one of them offices in the city. Yeah, And who are we? Oh, talk about black people doing notorious things. Look at that. Is that a black man fighting for the United Snakes of America? bowed down with a gun to his back and everything else. I mean, who are we? And why do we do the things that we do? I don't understand how and why we as black folks end up in the positions that we're in, dealing with the slave master still. The slave master? Oh my goodness. I wish to share. Oh, here, talk about the slave master. Take that picture into consideration. Lest we forget, July 4th, 1776. Have black people, are we still stuck on SOP? Stuck on stupid? Are we gonna take advantage? Are we going to still continue to... Yeah, take a look at this one. This is an interesting shot. Not only be, lest we forget, whipped on our backs, but then they're talking about, save lives, earn money, donate your stool. What is that about? Giving up your feces and trying to here we go. Packing. Did you ever get your 40 acres and a mule? There's 40 acres. Now, I'm just wondering, as a black man that got packed into a slave ship, and now they're trying to pack people on top of people near my property. I mean, what is a condo or apartment complex? Oh, that's a good way to stack people on top of people and get more money for our rent. Is that acceptable? I'm just asking a question. Okay, I spent enough time on stacking people up and so on and so forth here. Let's come back to this particular shot and deal with, this was the Walden petition dealing with that. And now, more recently, I got a notice from the Zoning Board of Appeal. November 7th. Today is Mummy's birthday, October 23rd. Happy birthday, Mummy. Where she's still alive. She transitioned in 2010. And so I just wish to acknowledge Mummy and continue to fight. And so, Senior Center, 806 Mass Ave, first floor, Thursday, November 7th, 7:30. This is dealing with the Walden Street petition here. Let me show you this too. Okay? 117 Walden Street. And so, let's just move on to the next topic. I spent enough time, and so I bring up this particular shot because science experiments just stack black people on top of black people on top of black people. That's because this is the mindset and the mentality of the melanin recessive inbred mutant albino with the calcified pineal gland, oh yeah, we can get more money and, you know, deal with the population control measures. And then, because this is the intellectual mecca of the world, Harvard and MIT, we can not only just stack the black people that way, but we can get them to contribute their stool. And not only contribute their stool, but yeah, let's bring that up. Contribute their stool, but also, yeah, look at this. Are we looking at the universe? But before we get to the universe, is that a melanin dominant black woman in front of 3 doctors? And the black people behind the... What are you going to do to her? And then here in Kendall Square, what do they talk about? Donate your stool. Earn money. Give shit. I'm just giving a lot of shit. Just being a divine energy, someone who taps into himself, you know, let's negate the stupidity and the ignorance of just being so on and so forth. But let's move into, hey, how about that? I used to be a talk show host. You know, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. And as I say it loud, brotherra.com, I wish to continue to share more and more thoughts about, who are we and what is our life about? Should we care? Do we have the tenacity to go this deep into the root of the essence of who we are, into the core of the matter of the earth, go into the greatness of who we are, in standing still and I told you about the Brother RA page, right? Did I bring that up for you? And so, dealing with the Brother RA page, the squares. Let me bring that up for you real quick before we even get to the... So there is the square. Now, how does a square open up or lay itself out? And so, dealing with that, pay attention. Look, now, that's a cube. And laid out, how does the cube... Oh, it looks like a crucifix. That's the same thing that Jesus was hung on. Wait a minute, Jesus and melanin dominant people, crucify. But do the melanin recessive inbred mutant albino with the calcified pineal gland people have the capacity to take the square from the Brother RA page and acknowledge that each one of those lines, those squares, opens up into a cube? Are you capable of accessing all aspects of the lines of who you are? You are a divine line. And with that divine line, you inside your mind can tap into your greatness. Can you tap into your greatness? You see, I have the circles there deliberately. And yes, that is the art of cunnilingus. Should I be ashamed of tapping into my balance? Reaching the full aspects of who I am as a divine energy, and go afar and above and beyond the calcified pineal gland way of thinking, where rules and there must be order, but then we have an election, and then the election, or we talk about, oh well, we're gonna leave the cement there and we're gonna meet about it, and on November 7th we'll discuss this issue some more. But will it get that shit out of my backyard? Will the city, the elected officials, the mayor, will they do what's necessary? Or, wait a minute, donate stool, black people being science experiments, Kendall Square, and being the media professional that I am, and I've been discussing the number one, do many people tap in to being one with themselves? Now, I, as Father Nature, I have to accept responsibility for this. And before I even continue, let's make sure we go ahead and pump up my teacher, Master Heed Robinson. He is a melanin dominant black man who is sharing knowledge and information with me about how to tap in to the full aspects of who I am as a divine energy. Does that make sense? Is it possible for black people to tap in afar above and beyond what we have been classified as knowing or not knowing? We've been designated as people that don't know too much. Did I show you the picture last week? Genetically inferior? Well, let's move ahead to melanin dominant people sharing knowledge about tapping into ourselves, becoming one with our divinity. So this is the 5th annual Power Health Tour in partnership with the Union Capital Boston presents Health Fitness Empowerment Family Fun Day, sponsored by Aetna. This will be November 2nd. That's 5 days before the zoning board meeting. But this is Saturday, Master Heej in the Roxbury Tai Chi Academy. We will be sharing some knowledge and information about what it is to do Tai Chi. And Master Heej would prefer to call it he calls it Tai Chi. I call it meditation and movement. And I, as Brother R.A., am I spelling that right? Let's bring up Roxbury Academy. Roxbury Tai Chi Academy. Okay? And .com. This is Master Heej's website. And I guess it hasn't totally loaded yet, but Roxbury Tai Chi Academy, you see how it's up there, Roxbury Tai Chi Academy. And he and I, along with some of the other students, will be doing this particular activity. Is this going to come up for me? Okay. Let's bring this back up. And Roxbury Tai Chi Academy. We'll be at this particular fair, an event on November 2nd. So, and also, let me go ahead, since I'm making announcements, let me read this one to you too. Janet Kendrick, Miss K, Sister of the Sinner, brunch. This would be Saturday, October 26th, so that's coming up shortly. If today is the 23rd, Mummy's birthday, that means this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Cambridge Community Center, celebrating women leaders of the center. So we as melanin dominant people have to start coordinating and working things out for ourselves and operate outside of the mindset that we quote unquote have been regulated to. I have an issue with that. I have an issue dealing with white man's laws, rules, and regulations for black people. Especially acknowledging that I'm Father Nature. And so my ancestors are people that have come from my lineage. We have done fascinating things. Here, let me share some of these pictures with you real quick. So, here, take a look at that. Now, that's an aerial shot from the satellite of 3 pyramids. My ancestors built such an edifice. I talked about the square. I talked about the importance of the opposite the right angle. What is the right angle significance on the Brother R.A. page? Are you paying attention? I'm trying to tie all this together so that it makes sense. And notice A squared and B squared. This is the male and this is the female. Now, why is the female at the bottom? Because she is the foundation of a relationship. She is that important. This is why when you look at A squared plus B squared equals C squared, and when the ancestors built the pyramids, they made these particular squares. And not only are you looking at a square in this imagery, but Also, you see, this side is the sunshine side, and that is the shadow side. And so, in showing you this, I showed you the turkeys, right? The family, even the turkeys understood that a family works together. But we as human beings, do we acknowledge the depth, the greatness of who we are? Specifically, melanin dominant people, Father Nature. And so, how many pyramids were built? A male and a female. And in this particular imagery, the smaller one is the child. And then all of them all have nadar sides or shadow sides. So when they built these edifices, they understood the longitude and latitude. They understood the sun rising and the sun setting. So where are we in our cognizance? I got 15 minutes left or less. Here, let's jump back into, why did I get married to? Tyler Perry. Okay, the relationship of the black man and the black woman. Family. Who are we? What is life about? You see how I wear my balance symbol? That's balance, the liquid, the moisture in the pineal gland. Oh, in continuation from last week, I am not going to apologize for being black. Oh, I'm sorry I'm black. I don't mean to offend you. I'll be an appropriate nigga. Does that make sense? Oh, I know I inbred and I created you as white people, and you are my melanin recessive inbred mutant albino child. But I'm Father Nature, but I'm going to live by your laws, rules, and why did I get married to? Oh, because I got to appear before the God. I got to appear before the minister. Oh, yes. I give my vows in front of God. I am that I am. Didn't God say that? Moses heard God say, I am that I am. So if God can say I am that I am, can I, as a melanin dominant black man with a liquid pineal gland, say I am that I am? I am the one. And I can look within myself and I can deal with all aspects of my divinity being a cube and fold up on myself, not only be the cube, but I have created what? What kind of greatness have I created? Have I created any greatness? Just being born? Oh, wait a minute, the 5 elements. What are the 5 elements? I have 5 fingers on my hand, right? And did we not discuss this at one point? The 5 basic elements of the universe. So, in looking at the wood, has that tree trunk, or it has that element to be able to get rooted, grounded, And wood feeds the fire. Yes? Does not wood feed fire? And the wood comes up out of the earth. But then there is also the metal in the water. Metal is just one of the particular elements in being able to balance life. Are we, with our liquid pineal gland, capable of balancing our lives? Or do we continue to be ignorant and live under a calcified pineal gland value structure where you have to live by laws, rules, and regulations that they've established, and even in your relationships? How do you relate to your partner? Is there give and take? Are you dealing with the 5 elements? Are you appreciating the woman? The 2 thumbs, the water elements coming together with the index finger. Opposite, that's a right angle. And once again, with the Brother RA page, are we dealing with the right angle? Are you comprehending anything I'm saying? Or is all this over your head? I went from me in my backyard issue dealing with the calcified pineal gland value structure, and did I make reference to dead slaveholders? And I'm not apologizing for being black and working on balancing my divinity and going deep within myself? Meditation and movement, Tai Chi. Okay, so, there are those black folks that are apologetically black, and there are those that are unapologetically black. I am one of those that is unapologetically black. And yes, I don't mind showing the art of cunnilingus on my TV show because I'm not ashamed of women. I am a man, I'm secure in who I am as a thinking black man. Is that okay? Or is that a sin? Oh no! You can't be that confident! What was my boy, All Eyes on Me, and they took his ass out? Tupac Shakur? I got about 5 minutes left. And what was this, Glory Road? I have some notes on Glory Road. Let's see if I can pull in Glory Road real quick. Dealing with the calcified pineal gland thought processing, divide, separate, fragment ideology. I'm biologically living light. And so, did I make reference to last week's show? Adore, the DVD where the 2 girlfriends, they raised their sons together, but then they slept with each other's sons. And I'm like, wait a minute. You talk about Brother R.A. making reference to inbreeding, and I had sex with my daughter, and the genes were too similar. They clashed, and so the melanin recessed or stopped, and so I have a white baby, and then my white baby I was ashamed of? Is that possible? That I was ashamed of the white baby, and then Where is this picture? I have a picture in front of the State House where they had at one point a particular structure of let's see, okay, forget the State House. Let's deal with Harvard and MIT. Here, deal with that. Oh, no, not that particular image. Deal with this image. The configurations of the letters. What language do we speak? How do we speak this language? And where is the black folks coming up with our own language and our own means to communicate? So, I wish to go ahead and wrap up. I know I'm getting ready to get kicked off the air. That clock ain't my friend. And I put out enough images. Can I get to that last image? Okay, how about if we, as black folks, deal with this particular image? 20 seconds. Hey, black men, are you going to raise your sons, or are you going to leave them out there to be Tupac Shakur and get assassinated and we'll kill ourselves off? All I'm saying is, think it's not illegal yet. And I'm working on being a mentor as much as I can